I am called a god by the world. Just because my computer can connect to the two-dimensional world, I can give them objects from reality. And the kitchen knife I gave casually. The competition became their artifact. But the sacrifice offered to me by the villain can enter reality. But what I didn't expect was, the sacrifice they offered for the first time just scared me half to death. Just when I clicked on the game of the pixel gods, suddenly a voice sounded in my head. This day, the world has finally welcomed back the great gods. Your arrival gives the world meaning back. When I came back to my senses, the scene begins to change. In the computer, a flat green space appears on the screen, surrounded by forests and rivers. In the center is a white domed shrine, followed by lilies. What? The voice sounded again. This is your temple. Please name the temple. My name is Lin Yao. Then call it the Yao Temple. At this moment, two barefoot villains appeared in the corner. They moved all the way, walking around the temple. An exclamation mark pops up on one of the villains' heads. What a magnificent house. It must have been created by God. Another villain raised his hands. Here's the revelation given by the gods. It is a lucky place. We want more people to settle here. The land promised by the gods. The two villains had smiling face symbols on top of their heads. Run all the way off the screen. Didn't take a few seconds. I came here with 5 more little people. 7 little people began to worship around the temple. They were next to the temple. A small thatched house was built. Some were also ported off screen. Berry bushes come over. Started living next to the temple. Prompt appears on the screen. You gain the first believers in this world. The power of faith is your means of performing miracles. Collect more faiths. A small human avatar appears in the upper right corner, representing the population. There is also a palace next to it. The icon represents faith. Both population and belief values are 7. A believer provides only 1 faith value. I opened my faith. Locked light mass appears. It's a miracle. Requires a certain amount of faith to open. The most basic is rainfall. There are many more powerful miracles. The god of the deep imprisoned the fire dragon. Make it a spectacle, capable of spewing powerful flaming boulders. Looked at these miracles and fell into thought. Other words, it takes 10 believers to perform a basic miracle. Increasing the population has become the primary problem. Unlike other simulation games, the god simulator cannot directly build a house or a production residence. You can only wait for the pixel villains to reproduce or gather on their own. Watch the pixel villains farm. At this time it was noticed. The villains around the temple exhibit abnormal states. A sad look appeared on their heads. One by one they worshipped around the temple. Great gods, ask for your apparition. Please bless us. Great God. The forest tribes believe that we believe in demons. Want to overthrow the temple. Please show me a miracle. I understood instantly. This is the first crisis of the little people. The faith value is only 7 points. It can't even rain. I continued to grope. Finally, the mouse clicks on a new interface on the temple. In the center is a stone spring fire. There's a grey humanoid statue in front of the bonfire. Blurred face. I can't tell the difference between men and women. It seems to be the imaginary god image of the pixel villain. There is a long table in front of the statue. There are 2 placement slots on the table. The large one on the left is marked as a sacrifice. The small one on the right says gift. There is nothing at the moment. The sacrifice is easy to understand. So, a gift should be the power or prop given by the gods to believers. Is this the miracle they want? But then I noticed one strange thing. How familiar is that long table? Wrong. The desk was exactly the same as my computer desk. Shape of the sacrificial slot is exactly the rectangle of the keyboard. The gift slot is ovally. Is it the mouse? If you look closely at the statue of the god enshrined again, isn't it me? The idea took me by surprise. Then a bold idea came up. I was careful. Put a garlic clove on the mouse. The town full of expectations. After 2 seconds, garlic cloves roll off the mouse. It was indeed a coincidence. I laughed at myself. But at this moment, the rolling garlic clove suddenly disappeared out of thin air. I subconsciously looked at the screen. In the temple's gift slot, there is an additional garlic pixel icon. At the icon, there is also a line of text. A gift from the gods. A special spice. It is also a medicinal herb. Would you like to give garlic to your believers? I trembled. I ran around the rental house first. I went to wash my cold water face again. I wake up. I return to the computer desk. The gift drop on the screen is indeed garlic. This shows the garlic in my hand. It is indeed sent to the temple through the mouse position. Although I don't know what the origin of this game is. Why can this kind of dimensional wall be broken? But I would like to see it. Interaction between the real world and the game world. What will be the result? So I ordered it. Outside the temple surrounds the worshipping little people. Exclamation marks appeared above his head. God is clearly spiritual. The gods sent down a miracle. Great God. Thank you for your gift. Garlic is a gift from the gods. The villains knelt down and prayed and ran to tell each other. The expression on the top of his head turned into smiling faces. They got busy. Work together to reclaim a piece of farmland. Small shoots grow in the farmland, slowly turn into green seedlings. A message also appears on the screen. Your gift. Believers learn to grow and use Garlica. Faith was raised. The faith value in the upper right corner jumped from 7 to 22. Seems that gifts can quickly reap faith. Then I found a pencil on the table, thinking that tools should be useful to tribal civilizations. When you can click on the page, the garlic in the gift trough is still there. Click up, prompts emerge. Garlic is blending into the world. Please be patient. I had to give up. Just got this game. Many mechanisms are still being explored. About half an hour later, a group of villains came running from the screen. All wore leather vests. The leader wears a horn helmet, holding a wooden spear. They are armed with torches. Surround the temple. Demon's hut must be destroyed. You devil believers. Burn it. Burn it, burn it. This is what the villains around the temple said. The forest tribes believed that demons were enshrined in the temple. Exclamation marks appeared above the heads of the 7 believers in the temple. This is the palace of the gods. It is the temple of Yao. The gods sent down miracles, and garlic. The forest tribe didn't listen to the explanation at all and shouted to set fire. I click on the miracle option. Hover over the first item, rain. If it rains, according to the cognition of this group of primitive villains, it should be thought that the gods are angry. You can think about it again. No sins you want to do it. It has to be big. I looked back. Miracles cost from less to more according to faith. This was followed by 10 rains, 20 lightning, 20 scorching suns, 25 hurricanes, 30 earthquakes, and 40 earthquakes. At present, there are only 22 points of faith. I locked on the lightning. It's you. I'll put out the lightning. The mouse becomes a selectable area. And drag range icons. Compress the range. Locked on the head of the forest tribe's leading brother. As the saying goes, a gun shoots the first bird. The greater the ability, the greater the responsibility. You eat me. Thunder fell from the sky. Mouse tap. A bolt of lightning fell from the sky of the pixel world. Directly hit the little man in the horn helmet. Put him and the 2 around him. Together they exploded into flying ashes. Exclamation marks appeared above the heads of the villains of the rest of the forest tribes. They scattered and fled. Only 7 believers in the temple. An angry expression appeared on the top of his head. God punished you for angering the gods. This is the end of the reader. I was very satisfied with it. It feels good to be worshipped as a god. I relaxed. I feel a little sore in my neck. There are not many operations in this game, but there is a peculiar magic. Before I knew it, I was playing until 12:30. Although a little reluctant, I still turned off the computer. Wash up and go to bed. After all, I have to go to work tomorrow. Lee on the bed. I thought in a daze. If I can create a natural disaster, you can also constantly put things in the real world. Humanity given to the game world. Then in the eyes of pixel villains, I am indeed no different from a god. Get off work the next day. I can't wait to open the god simulator. Click to continue the game. Familiar pixel picture slowly unfolds again. I breathed a sigh of relief. It's good if the archive isn't broken. But the scene on the screen surprised me. There are now 5 Sioux houses next to the temple. There's a square farmland in front of each house. Garlic is planted. Population in the upper right corner has changed from 7 to 30. Faith 25. I did the math. Yesterday consumed a bolt of lightning. Faith originally only had 2 points left. Now it becomes 25. A total of 23 points have been added. Population also increased by 23 people. Prove my guess right. Under normal circumstances, a new population brings a little faith. What's more, this game is not open even on the computer. Will also continue to operate. Prompt appears on the screen. Your followers are enough to build a clan. Please, name it. I typed the word garlic casually, according to the simple naming method in ancient times. The specialty of this group of believers is garlic as a gift from me. It is also reasonable to call it a garlic tribe. Your miracles and gifts. Let the garlic tribe be officially established. The Yao temple is known to more people from afar. I focused on the new arrivals, the 23 new pixel villains. All wore leather vests, and the previous 7 barefoot and shirtless local villains. Completely different. It is a forest tribe. Part. The pixel villains of the forest tribe joined the temple camp. Settled here. Last night's lightning tactics were immediate, whether it's fear or worship. Anyway, I was really attracted to it. After the population increases, there is a simple division of labor. Tribal villains are no longer limited to growing garlic and taking care of berries. 2 of them started hunting in the forest. There is also one who tries to fish with his bare hands by the river. Generally, garlic tribe was still in the primitive social stage. All members are working hard for food. I click on the temple interface. The garlic in the gift trough is still there. The CD period doesn't seem short. I knew real world stuff can be thrown into the pixel world. Just choose wheat. Then the initial food shortage can be compensated, or send a bow and arrow over. Hunting is much easier after mastering the bow and arrow technique. When encountering forest tribes, they also have the ability to resist. At this time, my gaze shifted downward. Suddenly, I saw something that didn't exist before. There's an additional red item in the sacrifice slot. I put the mouse on it. It was a red creature. Maintain a shrinking posture, like some kind of newborn animal. Text prompt. Garlic tribal babies. Offerings to the gods. My cheeks twitched. Sacrifice to the living. It is indeed in line with the habits of primitive humans to worship gods. The screen emerges. Please accept it. Garlic tribal babies offered by believers. I am decisive in no. If there is an inexplicable extra baby in the family, there's simply no reason to do so. The police uncle is about to treat me to tea. What's even more terrifying, in case the garlic tribe has been sending babies. Just thinking about the cost of milk powder and diapers. I'm numb. Dude, I'm a god, not the infant hygienist of your tribe, as I denied the sacrifice. Exclamation marks appeared above everyone's head in the entire tribe. The gods were not satisfied. The gods don't want babies. I just said don't use babies. It should be an adult who can farm and pick fruit for the gods. Trinity. Wrong. Use prey. The best prey. The gods must have liked wild boars. I think it's fish. Fish is the best. Go find new offerings. See the conversations of the pixel minifigures. I was a little dumbfounded. But if they give game or river fresh, you can make a late night snack tonight. Entire tribe left only 5 people. The others all ran to the nearby forests and alpine areas. They looked left and right. It seems to be looking for a suitable sacrifice. Here's what I noticed. A pixel villain like no other. He was one of the first 7 believers, standing shirtless and barefoot outside the temple. Look up at the sky. A question mark appeared on his head. Put my mouse on the question mark. Bubble box pops up on top of the head. Inside is his inner thoughts. What kind of sacrifices do the gods need? He doesn't need a baby. And probably doesn't need a human hand. Bestow magical garlic upon the tribe. The world where the gods live certainly does not lack food. The forest tribe wraps the temple, immediately punished by the gods of natural disasters. The gods must have great power that we cannot imagine. Our things mean nothing to the gods. So only those magical things that we cannot understand and use. Only the gods may accept it. Then the question mark turned into a light bulb. He seemed to understand something. Brought into a dense forest. I was a little surprised. This villain's ability to think, obviously beyond the people around him. It seems to awaken wisdom. After a while he ran out of the forest, entered the temple, with an item in both hands. There is a small icon in the sacrifice slot. It looks like it is made of sanded branches. Short-handled cane. Text prompt. Energy cane. Regain a little energy and faith every hour. This is a treasure made by the god of the forest. It can absorb the vitality overflowing from nature. When the holder touches it, it can extract vigorous energy from it. God of the forest fell and was lost. You want to accept the energy staff offered by believers? I clicked yes. The cane icon in the sacrificial slot disappears. A short staff with a small arm appears on the black keyboard of a computer desk. My palms were a little sweaty, although I vaguely expected it. Gifts can be passed on to the pixel world through the shrine, so in theory, sacrifices can also be passed on from that world. But this scene really appeared in front of me. I still held my breath involuntarily. Pick it up carefully. The cane does not sink, similar to normal wood weight. The surface is covered with vertical lines, but it feels smooth and delicate. It seems to be covered with a layer of transparent paint. There are 2 short forks at the top of the hand, like a broken clothesline. It's just that there are some small shoots on the branches. It gives people the feeling that it still retains life. Holding an energy cane, I just felt a boost of energy all over my body. The pain in the back disappeared without a trace. It seems to be back to the age of 14 or 15. After the game you can sleep and live a dragon and tiger. Magic props for the pixel world. It really works in the real world. A line of words appeared on the cane. Maintain energy for up to 12 hours. Other words, just hold this cane. Theoretically, you don't need to sleep. The next day is whether you go to work or class. Never doze off. I was excited. He held the cane and waved it excitedly for a while before calming down. No, the point is not this. It is a sacrifice. It can really be brought out of the world of pixel games. No doubt. In the pixel world, there are other magic items similar to energy stars. If it can be sent out continuously through the temple, then this game is an endless treasure trove. I just feel refreshed. It has the ability to break the dimensional wall of the temple. It won't be long. I can get rid of the hardships of migrant workers. I have reached the pinnacle of my life. Then I returned to the game. The pixel minions returned to the tribe. A smiling face appeared above his head. The gods love sacrifices. Great, it turns out that the gods like that kind of sacrifice. I'm sure I'll find a better one too. Still think wild boars are the best. The gods must have liked wild boars. The boar is much more powerful than that branch. I noticed. Insist on wild boars and 2 villains who like fish. They are all forest tribes who join, wearing a leather vest. I think the forest tribes are mostly gathering and hunting. Consider prey to be the best gift. It's understandable. My eyes searched among the villains. Tried to find the little man who offered his energy cane. But these villains look exactly the same. There is no name on the top of the head. There are no personal characteristics either. It is difficult to identify. It's just a search. I found him in the temple anyway, bare-chested and barefoot. There is still a question mark above the head. A new message appears on the screen. One believer sprouted wisdom. Do you need to convert him into a prophet? In many ancient cultures, a prophet is someone who communicates God's will by inspiration. This pixel villain who found the energy cane. There is no doubt that it is eligible in the pixel world. I also need someone who understands what I mean, even if only a small part can be understood. It's also better than letting a group of villains guess randomly. I don't want any more babies in the sacrificial trough. I immediately ordered yes. The first prophets appeared in the Garlic tribe. Under the leadership and influence of the prophet, all people's intelligence has increased slightly. The prophet knelt down and worshipped the idol, then walked out of the temple. As soon as he appeared, all the pixel villains surrounded him, as if knowing that he had received the favor of the gods. The prophet said, sacrifice sacrifice is needed by the gods. It is a magical item that we cannot understand and master. Please pay attention later. When they see something similar, they offer it to the gods. That will be a gift from the gods. The prophet was right. Listen to the miraculous items of the prophet. Go find magical items. Magical boar. I know there is a white magical boar. No one has ever caught it. I have seen amazing fish in the water. It will eat all the meat and bones. It's amazing. The gods will definitely like it. I looked at the end speechlessly. 2 pixel minifigures who speak. Sure enough, they were all wearing leather vests, even without any markings and names. I also recognized at a glance that it must be the previous pair of brothers. These 2 are good for pigs and fish. Persistent is like a firefly in the night. Don't be too conspicuous. Although the prophet told others about the characteristics of the sacrifice. In the next 3 hours, none of the pixel villains have similar discoveries. Most people have returned to normal life, grow garlic and berries, then eat them. Soon after, 2 new babies were born to the tribe. The pixel minions began to pull out their hands to take care of the newborn. The only thing I can guide is the prophet. He can only be moved to the designated location. As for whether he can understand what he can find, it only depends on his own understanding. Watch for a while. It was already 6:30 p.m. I'm hungry. Went downstairs to the small restaurant and ordered a fried rice with shredded pork with green peppers. Gobbled it up and hurried back after eating. The garlic tribe has a new change on the screen. A black bear from nowhere broke into the tribe. 2 farmlands and a house were destroyed. There are also 2 pixel villains on the ground. Most of the villains hid behind the temple, trembling all over. The prophet stood by the temple, holding 2 babies of the tribe in his hands. Black bears are 2 or 3 times the size of pixel minifigures. To them, it's some kind of troll. It was biting at the door on the ground. Finally waited for 2 newborns. It also refers to the increase in faith of the population. As soon as you came, you wanted to reduce the number of people for me, right? Eat me and bring justice from heaven. When he was about to rub a bolt of lightning, suddenly noticed that the situation was different. The tribe has 2 pixel villains confronting the black bear. They wore leather vests, holding a wooden stick. 1 in front and 1 behind the black bear. Keep hitting his head and ass, shouting while moving. The power of pigs. I am as dexterous as a fish. Listen to this statement. It must be that pair of brothers. I was a little embarrassed. If you use lightning now, the 2 villains may also be beaten to ashes, just like the horn helmet leader before. You have to keep them away. The population of the tribe could not withstand further wear and tear. I decided to take a look again. The 2 pixel minifigures are very flexible. 1 front and 1 back. Hit and run away. Another person attacks again. Let the black bear be attacked from the back and back. Wooden stakes don't do much damage, but it made the black bear feel bored. Anger welled up above his head. It dropped the body on the ground. Crazy chase of the 2 villains, and this time the 2 are no longer entangled. Flee together towards the forest. I see it. They are trying to lure the black bear out. Avoid further harm to others. Usually these 2 brothers seem a little unreliable. I really dare to go to big things. I immediately pointed out the lightning, predict in advance the direction of the black bear running towards the forest. Try to keep the firepower and the 2 brothers at the maximum distance. A silver lightning bolt struck down on the head. The black bear was hit in the head by a lightning strike. He down in seconds in an instant. The 2 brothers were also shocked, but after a few seconds he got up again. I was relieved to be alive. Seeing black bears killed by lightning, all the pixel minions cheered with their arms raised. A smiling face appeared above his head. Only a question mark appeared above the prophet's head. I clicked on the question mark. I saw the prophet thinking, how could a bear come out of the mountains? Such a big bear has never been seen nearby. Where exactly does it come from? Why did they suddenly attack the garlic tribe? The prophet gave the child in his hand to the little man next to him. Walk to the black bear's charred house. An exclamation mark lit up on the prophet's head. See a text prompt. Testimony in my heart. Turned into a dead pixel villain. The tribesman suddenly panicked. Is a believer in the devil. People who believe in demons become bears. He wanted to destroy the temple. Attack us. And eating demons. It's scary there are demons here. I'm leaving. 3 of the pixel villains immediately fled in all directions. The population in the upper right corner becomes 25. The faith value also fell by 3 points. Suye. Count the 20 faiths some consumed by lightning. Energy on hand. There are only 7 faiths left in the temple. I scratched my head. Worked hard all day. Go back to before liberation. This god is not easy to be. What bothers me more is the new demonic element. It sounds like demons and gods belong to opposing camps. The tribe hasn't been established for long. The demon believers came to attack. I don't know if it was a coincidence or if it was in the town, but in the future, it is inevitable to deal with demons. The prophet found a letter in the house of the demon believer. The target is the forest tribe. Take advantage of the forest tribe hunters to go out. Kill as many people as possible. Question mark above the prophet's head turned into a glowing light bulb. I understand. This demon believer who transformed into a black bear? Wrong, Classy. Treat our tribe as a forest tribe. So attacked use. They target the forest tribes. We are still safe. The other fearful villains then fell silent. Began repairing destroyed houses and farmland. I click on the temple interface. The garlic in the gift trough hasn't disappeared yet. It means that I still can't help remotely. The sacrificial trough is empty. The tribal villain did not send a new sacrifice, but what surprised me, 2 more pixel minifigures entered the temple. Great gods. 2 believers have performed feats far beyond their peers. fierce. Do you need to transform them into heroes? I didn't hesitate to order yes. 2 pixel minifigures lit up with white light. There are more titles of heroes on the top of their heads. Naturally, it was the pair of brothers. After the prophet, hero characters can also be guided by me. They chose certain places. Have 2 heroes explore and patrol the area. Compared to the prophets, they are good at thinking. Heroes are better at exploring and surveying the field. Repeatedly click on these 2 brothers. You will also enter a detailed character interface. There are pixel portraits of 2 male heroes in the interface. Those who like pigs is muscular. Those who like fish look slim and flexible. They all wear the same leather vests. No other equipment. The 2 used to be hunters. One is fisherman. It's just that the panel data is a bit of a bump. Beijing is a hero who awakened from an ordinary pixel villain. Can't ask for too much either. I clicked on the prophet's character interface again. Portrait of the prophet. Look up at the sky shirtless. Identity farmer. Except that the knowledge attribute is 3. All other items are 0. Fortunately, the prophet had a special ability and wisdom. Wisdom was the key for the apostles to listen to the will of the gods. The higher the level of wisdom, the easier it is to improve and comprehend various abilities. I put the mouse on the 6 attributes. Attack, defense, knowledge, etc. Very similar to the Heroes series. It seems that in the future both prophets and heroes will be able to do so and lead soldiers in battle. But now the Garlic tribe is sparsely populated. Production is also in its early stages. Primitive handmade farming. No agricultural tools were invented, nor did he master the technology of making weapons. There is another process to give birth to professional soldiers. So I chose the 2 brothers together. Let them explore the forest together. At present, we can only rely on these 2 bachelor heroes. Hope they have some luck. A few minutes later, the 2 brothers really gained something in the forest. They found settlements of forest tribes and was treated. An exclamation mark appeared above the head of a little man of the forest tribe. They wanted to exchange leather and meat for tribal garlica. I asked the 2 brothers to go back to the tribe and meet with the prophet and inform the forest tribe's demands. The prophet fell into thought. I'm also a little entangled. Should I tell the forest tribe about the black bear? The Garlic tribe is still very weak. I'll trade with the forest tribe. It is likely to provoke attacks from demon believers. But this is also an opportunity for the tribe to go outside. Leather and meat that are scarce can be traded, and establish good relations with the forest tribes. After thinking about it, I still chose the prophet. Moved him directly to the forest. My yin development is the last word. The tribe wants not to be beaten. We must seize every opportunity to develop rapidly. Otherwise, after the forest tribe was killed, demon believers turned around. You have to deal with the Garlic tribe. We can't miss the opportunity. An exclamation mark appeared above the prophet's head. Unknowingly, they came to the forest. It seems that this is the will of the gods. The gods believe that they should unite with the forest tribes. Just do it. Then the prophet entered the woods. A little man in a leather vest came out to greet him. Path was carved out in the forest. Another stronghold leading to the depths. Computer screen. The boundaries I can observe extend further outward. I see it clearly from God's perspective. The number of forest tribes is in the hundreds. Live on various tree houses. Unlike the Garlic tribe that does everything, the forest tribe has 2 clear occupations. Farmers specialize in growing berries and mushrooms. Exchange food with other people. Hunters hunted birds and hares with traps and wooden spears. Trade prey with farmers and make leather from prey for peacetime. The farmer stayed in the tribe to tend to the berry bushes and mushroom fields. Hunters go deep into forests or mountains in search of prey. The leader of the forest tribe is called a shaman. The wooden mask. The shaman and the prophet were in constant conversation. However, these conversations are not displayed on the screen. The 2 villains are like opening a private chat channel, and even I have no way of the content. Fortunately, after 10 minutes, several messages appeared on the game interface one after another. The prophet told about the attack of demon believers of the forest tribe. The attitude of the forest tribes became friendly. The prophet taught the forest tribes about the cultivation of garlic, how to use. The attitude of the forest tribe becomes intimate. The gift completes the integration of garlic into the world. The forest tribe successfully allied with the Garlic tribe. Your faith will spread among the forest tribes. See this series of good news. I was a little relieved. The first operation of the prophet. Continuous meritorious service. There are hundreds of people in the forest tribe. I had at least a chance to gain some believers. These are the sources of faith that are needed at the moment. Allah gave the Garlic tribe a reliable trading partner. And most importantly, the gift is complete. I quickly clicked on the temple interface. Sure enough, the gift slot has been emptied. Other words, now it is possible to transfer another thing to the past. I was excited for a few seconds, thinking, what the hell is it? It is the most needed by the Garlic tribe at present time. Writing utensils and food. Playing with an energy cane in his hand. All kinds of thoughts came to my mind. Each one seems to come in handy. Just when I had a hard time choosing, another line of words appeared on the screen. The forest tribe is grateful for the garlic you have bestowed. A sacrifice was offered. I was happy in my heart. The second offering arrived. Quickly click on the temple. A green plant appears in the sacrifice trough. It looks like a cactus. The cactus retinue faith recovers a little every hour. Faithful servant of the gods. Obey the commands of the gods. Responsible for cleaning and offering in the temple. It is a group of reliable and hard-working elves. It is usually in the form of a cactus, come a servant in front of the gods. I hurriedly took out the sacrifice. In the twinkling of an eye, there is an extra round cactus on the keyboard. I hurriedly took out the sacrifice. In the twinkling of an eye, there is an extra round cactus on the keyboard. The size of a fist is no different from the prickly pear on the market. Full green spheres are dotted with spikes. Suddenly the cactus shook slowly, grows slender green arms and legs. He bends his knees. The round body is attached to the tabletop. He bowed down to me very solemnly. Do you clean? The cactus entourage was still kneeling on the ground, nodding. Then clean the ground here. Cactus gets the order. Jump off the table. Elegant and steady landing. Then he opened his legs and ran on the ground. Wherever you go, dust, hair and debris are swept away and absorbed on the body's surface. Aggregation compresses into a spherical shape, like a small bio-vacuum cleaner. Soon the floor was cleaned spotlessly. Even the debris and old dirt in the crevices were all rolled out. The cracked old-fashioned floor tiles shine brightly. It's like waxing and maintaining. I lifted my second son's leg. Open a bottle of Coke. Watching the cactus work, I feel inexplicably comfortable. It turns out that this is the happiness of the gods. But the work was not so smooth. I was able to slip in advance yesterday. Today, the company is working overtime collectively. The boss didn't know what anger he was outside. Came back for an impromptu meeting. Angrily criticized everyone. Asked everyone to write a summary of their recent work. It is mandatory to hand it over before the class. The whole company was shrouded in a depressing low pressure. He didn't dare to move his spot without leaving. At this time, my colleague Sister Fang stuffed me with a wafer. Thank you, Sister Fang. I'm really a little hungry. Sister Fang is one of the 3 people in the company who are doing business, around 30 years old. But he speaks gently and kindly. It's not difficult to get along with her, because I think my temper is very similar to her cousin. So take care of me. But my mind was all about the simulator. Finally survived until the boss left. I'll give you a ride. Anyway, it's on the way. Oh. No. Then pay attention to your own safety. Sister Fang changed her mind. Didn't something happen recently? There's a pervert who likes to knock people unconscious, then hang it with a rope. I've heard about it. The 2 victims, a female college student, a male courier, heard that they are all receiving psychotherapy. Are you GIUan community? I nodded. But now I just want to go home and watch the progress of the simulator right away. I didn't talk about it anymore. Rush all the way back to the cabin. Garlic tribe, your gods are back. Open the door and face the computer desk. The cactus entourage immediately knelt down and saluted me. I found that the studio cabin had a new look. Sheets, quilt covers, pillowcases, curtains, all brightened up in one color. Dust and stains on the surface are sucked out. The wardrobe and bedside table are polished clean. There was a faint smell of grass and trees in the house. The only place where the cactus didn't move, computers and computer desks. These 2 things are in its eyes. It seems to be some kind of sacred and inoffensive realm. Only the gods can touch it. The 24-inch LCD monitor glows with white light. Since knowing that the god simulator will run automatically, I simply stopped turning off the phone. Leave the emulator on all the time. Come to the computer. The Garlic tribe has changed again. The tribal population reached 38 people. Among the 13 new people are both forest tribal villains wearing leather vests. There are also shirtless and barefoot wandering natives. There is even one with thick hair. Savages in leaves. The faith value becomes 44 points and 2 more lightning shots. The cactus retinue and energy staff add up. 2 points of faith are provided per hour. This is fixed income. The new population is a floating income. Next is today's focus. I open my backpack. Remove a clear plastic bag. Inside contains light brown seeds. Wheat seeds. This is my deliberate decision. Let the Garlic tribe eat a full meal first. Only then do they have the spare energy to develop words, pottery, and even weapons. After having enough food, naturally higher needs and motivation to think will arise. A prompt appears on the screen. Do you want to give wheat to your believers? Me. After a while, outside the temple, exclamation marks appeared above the heads of the tribal villains. Raise your arms and cheer. Divine gifts. Long live miracle. Great God, thank you for your gift. Wheat magic wheat. Delicious food. Have a good meal. God gave us wheat. We need to make good use of it. Let the belief of the gods be better spread to the world. Just like garlic. After all, he is the only cultural person in the tribe. Prophet has a big picture. Faith jumped from 44 to 84 to 84. I remember the garlic increased by 15 points. Wheat brought 40 points. It seems that gifts also have strong and weak effects. From the front, food has a greater impact on the garlic tribe. The prophet went into the temple, kneel down and pray. A question mark appeared above his head. I clicked on his doubts. Great gods. The forest tribe knew of a dying apostle of the old gods. Hope to sacrifice it to you. What? They need us to teach wheat, but wheat is too precious. My humble wisdom is truly immeasurable. Only pious requests. The omnipotent, yea, O God, can you give a revelation? The screen shows the selection. May I ask if you need to share wheat with the forest tribes? Trade apostles. The God simulator. There is no detailed description of this pixel world. It also did not give all the maps and various data. As a god, they all explore step by step. The last time a black bear attacked the tribe, at first I thought it was a beast attacking. Later, it was the prophet who checked the household body. Only then did he recognize the demon believer. To some extent, I don't know much more than these pixelated little people. I'm just having a player identity. that they can't understand, like a foreign god who descended into the pixel world. Then I thought, since there is a foreign god like me, it is likely that there are also local gods in the pixel world. I looked at the energy cane in my hand, and the entourage of the dormant cactus in the flower pot. Both treasures originally belonged to the god of the forest, and the temple shows that the god of the forest has fallen, so the holdings flowed out. God of the forest. Is such a god the old god? I thought about it for a while. I made the decision to exchange. Although wheat is precious, but the Godic tribe after the alliance, it is difficult to monopolize this grain. Rather than being white, why not make a respectful trade now? After letting the light bulb lit up on the prophet's head, the gods your servants know what to do. He immediately started a private chat with the shaman. The two sides quickly reached an agreement. Little people of the forest tribe had smiling faces on their heads. Yao Shen gave food to the tribe. Great Yao god. Then the villain of the forest tribe, carrying a sarcophagus out of the forest, carried all the way to the outside of the Gallic tribe temple. Then the Gallic tribe will send them to the temple. The temple interface has a gray sarcophagus icon. He is called an apostle. I click on the apostle. A vertical painting emerges on the screen. In the grey coffin, lying was a woman whose eyes were blindfolded by a black cloth. There were tiny cracks on her cheeks. The body seems to be sealed in mud. The grey rock shell almost merges with the sarcophagus. If it weren't for barely being able to see it, the soft girl's face is indistinguishable from a stone sculpture. The god of the forest to which the apostle belonged in his dying. The apostle carried out the will and command of the gods. Listen to the voice of the gods. It is the carrier of the gods descending into the world, as described. Apostle. It seems to be a unit that the god player can directly control, but it is not easy to wake her up. I click on the apostle. Get a hint. Convert its resuscitation into an apostle of your temple. Click on the apostle. Get a hint. Convert its resuscitation into an apostle of your temple. It takes a lot of faith power. Excuse me, do you need to spend 500 faith to convert apostles? 1 lightning, 20 faith. The apostle is equivalent to 25 lightning strikes. This magnitude of faith overhead, I can't support it at the moment. The apostle's affairs can only be temporarily put aside. Continue to engage in development. I pondered. This frequently dying apostle is a subordinate of the forest god. The energy cane was dug up by the prophet from the forest. The cactus retinue also originates from the god of the forest. There are also dying apostles under the temple. This forest has some relationship with the forest god. It's a pity that you can't talk to the pixel villain. There is also no question option. Subsequently, I focused on tribal building again. I transferred one of the two brothers to the river. One moves into the forest. The previous one was a fisherman. One is a hunter. This is a good show. Soon, the two heroes gave feedback. The places where there are many fish in the river are in deep water. Boats are needed. Tribes needed to build ships to fish. Medicinal herbs are found in the forest. There are animal chewing marks and bloodstains on IT. However, it is unrecognizable. A pharmacist is required to identify. Resources are available. It is the lack of professionals. I know I can't come in a hurry. Then he relaxed and watched. Find 2 hard frozen corn in the freezer. Cook for dinner while nibbling on the hot, soft, glutinous corn. While watching the tribal villains busy around. It's like going back to watching ants on the ground when I was a child. It's so simple and happy. Soon after, snowfall begins in the pixel world. It's like going back to watching ants on the ground when I was a child. It's so simple and happy. Soon after, snowfall begins in the pixel world. Winter is coming. Move 2 heroes. The pixel villains who went out of the Gallic tribe came back one after another. They all hid in the house to keep warm. Not long in the day. They pick up branches everywhere for firewood. Clear the snow around the temple and farmland. Fortunately, the wheat was planted very early. The wheat fields had a good harvest. Provided sufficient food for the tribe. Facing the cold winter, pixel minions are not afraid at all. The top of the head is full of happy emojis. There is enough grain with wheat. No one will starve to death this winter. Fortunately, there is wheat and garlic as gifts from the gods. At this moment, the forest tribe suddenly visited. It's different from trading in the past. This time, the shaman himself led the team. They were greeted by the prophet. Light a spring fire between the snow drifts. Warm up with visiting allies. The shaman showed an anxious expression on top of his head. Friends of the garlic tribe, we encountered difficulties that could not be solved. Thank you for your help. 20 hunters of the forest tribe. He is also the best hunter of the tribe. Go deep into the forest for one last hunt. Prepare for the winter, but heavy snow slipped down the mountain. Bury them in the northern part of the forest. We couldn't find them. Only the power of the gods can save us. Request the Yao Temple, the all-powerful Yaoshan Ridge, fan these hunters. If you can help them survive, we will build temples in the tribe, offering to the god Yao, offering sacrifices and the loyalty of our tribe. An exclamation mark appeared above the prophet's head. Since you want to pray for the god's blessings, then go to the temple, worship the god Yao. Only the most devout requests. Only then can you get the ridge vow and gifts of the gods. The shaman led his people to worship around the temple. I thought about it secretly. According to the shaman, if you can find those people, you can also build a temple in the forest tribe. It is equivalent to being able to bestow on 2 tribes at the same time. Obtain 2 offerings But how to save the hunters who are caught in the snow? I thought of the miracle of fierceness. Requires 25 faith. When unfolded, it should melt the snow. Endures the scorching sun. The northernmost area of the forest that can be reached in a game interface. Stretch as wide as possible and click on the sky above the northern part of the forest. A brilliant golden light appeared. The thick white snow quickly dissipated, revealing many little people who fell to the ground and trembled. An exclamation mark appeared above the kneeling shaman's head. Great gods! The forest tribe is truly grateful for your kindness. We believe in your power. Build a temple to offer to you now. The shaman sent out some villains, quickly moved towards the north of the snow-melted forest. The missing hunter was quickly recovered, as the shaman promised. The forest tribes also built a temple, but I was a little disappointed. The temple interface well has not changed. The plan to double the gifts and sacrifices did not come true, but there are gains. Your miracle turns the attitude of the forest tribe into worship. The forest tribe is merging with the garlic tribe. I was in high spirits. If more than 100 people from the forest tribe can be merged, that's definitely a huge boost. More than 100 faith points. Population increase also expands the boundaries of the temple's radiation. More manpower can trigger more random events in faith consumption at the moment. In exchange for long-term sustained returns, I observed the forest tribe has no belief in gods. There is no temple. There is no totem logo. Shamans are also not like prophets. Show dependence on the gods. He is more like an experienced elder. Rely on the experience accumulated by your ancestors to guide the entire tribe. This is good for me. If the forest tribe also believes in a certain god, conflicts of beliefs are likely to occur. There may also be wars between tribes. Now between the two tribes, there is already a wider road. Houses were built on both sides. There are thatched huts of the garlic tribe. There are also tree houses of forest tribes. The two tribes became closer and closer. I await the complete integration of the two tribes. Suddenly there was a ringing of bells. The sound came from outside. I live in an old community. There has been no one in the alley since the sky. It is quieter at night. I walked to the window and looked out. Something under the street lamp is swaying left and right. It looked like something was hanging from a street lamp post. Take a closer look. There was a person who was hung from a cement street lamp pole by a rope. The phone ringer is particularly clear in the alley. I immediately called 110. Feed. Police. A man in the alley outside was hung by a rope. Police. Man in the alley outside was hung by a rope. I am here in the locomotive factory dormitory in Juguan community. Come here. The police asked for the address and situation in detail. Tell me not to act rashly. They came over immediately. Put down your phone. Breathe a sigh of relief. This kind of thing is still handled by professional police. At this time, the originally dormant cactus entourage suddenly jumped on the windowsill. He faced the direction of the man in the alley. The spikes are taut. It seems to be very guarded. How did you find something? The cactus entourage nodded. It's a pity you can't speak. Great Yao God, you say you can talk. The servant can speak. The cactus kneels on the ground. A strange accent came out. I was taken aback. You can talk. You are allowed to speak. Your humble servant can speak. What did the man who was hung up? Lord God, that is a demonic ritual. Demons gain faith through cruel and extreme rituals. Use fear and ignorance to capture and manipulate believers. Demon. What is the difference between a demon and a god? The god demon is the evil god at the other end. I understand at this point. The devil changes its name. That is another mysterious player. Except for me, there are others, also using a mystery simulator to obtain offerings. I immediately remembered what Sister Fang had said. The Juyuan community is haunted by perverts. I secretly confessed that I had to be more cautious. No emulators on the computer can be discovered once the demon player knows. No emulators on the computer can be discovered once the demon player knows. It will definitely rob me of my magic items. Even attacked me. That's no longer a game thing. I found a small flower pot, said to the entourage of the cactus, without my permission. You can't move normally. Can't speak. You are a cactus. Stay here honestly. Do you understand? He is a god. The cactus ball is a follower. Parking in the alley. The ringtone of the mobile phone is still repeating. It seems to be calling for help. I looked again at the man who was hoisted under the lamppost. She seemed tired. No more struggling. The physical characteristics became much clearer under the light. She wears a black corset. There seems to be a lot of blood on the skin. I remembered that I still had a telescope at home. With the help of a telescope, vision became clearer. I actually know the person under the lamppost is a barber opposite the community. He works in a barber shop called Benchmark Fine Cutting. The job name is Angel. His real name is unknown, because the price of that store is affordable. Wash, cut, and blow a set of 15 pieces. I often cut my hair there. I have some impressions of Enchi. She dyed her pale blonde hair. He was probably in his early 20s. Speak softly. There will be endless awkward chats. It's not annoying. After Enchi was rescued by the police, the whole person was frightened. Zealand. Wrapped in a coat given to her by the police. People are a little dumbfounded. Her body was smeared with many strange symbols. The symbols are like some kind of deformed Arabic numerals, connected to each other. It's like some kind of chain. Wrap her body layer by layer. Police cordoned off the scene. He also came to me to make a record. It's like some kind of chain. Wrap her body layer by layer. The police cordoned off the scene. He also came to me to make a record. I told the truth about what I witnessed. Just hit the simulator and the part of the demonic ritual. After the transcript is over, it was already 2 o'clock in the middle of the night. I hold an energy cane in my hand. It's not sleepy at all. I looked at the cactus in the flower pot on the table. You've been to our world before. Your humble servant. This is the first time I've come to your divine realm. I am the god of the forest given life. However, the god realm where the god of the forest is located, it doesn't seem to be the same as what you are in. There is water everywhere. I am too small. It is completely impossible to understand what the divine realm is. What does the god of the forest look like? You can't look directly at it, just like you, the great god. I can't describe the appearance of such a great being as you. I can only see vaguely some shadows revealed by the gods. I pried some information out of the cactus's mouth. He doesn't have a name. It was created by the god of the forest, one of the many cactus entourage. All his life he worked in the temple. The god of the forest will entail the cactus as a gift. After feeding into the pixel world, were never recalled. He only knew that the temple was gradually falling into disrepair. That means the fall of the forest god. Finally, the cactus collapsed into the ground with the temple. Many years later, it was turned out by the people of the forest tribe when digging mushrooms. But only the gods can drive the cactus. Pixel life simply cannot bring the prickly pear back to its true form. Since you are a relic left by the god of the forest, then your name is Xiaoyan. Pixel life simply cannot bring the prickly pear back to its true form. Since you are a relic left by the god of the forest, then your name is Xiaoyan. The next day, the company is approaching the end of work. Have you heard? Yesterday's pervert appeared again. It's still in your Juyuan community. I said there was danger, right? Fortunately, you didn't walk at night at that time. Otherwise, I wouldn't dare to think about encountering perverts. I expressed my gratitude, ordered a small cake for her, and a cup of coffee for takeaway. After work, I rode a shared electric car and sped all the way. Compared to buses, electric vehicles can take shortcuts without traffic jams. Theoretically, the fastest means of transportation. Back home, I can't wait to sit down at the computer. The winter of the pixel world on the screen is over. The snow disappeared without a trace. In its place, patches of shoots and green grass have emerged. The little people of the Garlic tribe further opened up the Starland. The villains of the forest tribe hunted everywhere. Everyone returned to familiar life. Watch the ground line up. Wheat fields that are constantly extending. Even I, a god, felt happy. Prophet and shaman are standing outside the temple. It seems to be a private chat again. The two villains smiled from time to time. Look relaxed. Forest tribe. The ancestor was a believer in the god of the forest, the god of salvation. But that's also a story passed down by word of mouth by the old people. It is said to be from the last era. The old people said, for the forest god disappeared. This forest covers most of the world. Then so, all beasts are friends of the forest tribe. Fierce demons are tamed into minions. Everyone has a long life. Symbiosis with trees. Fierce demons are subdued as servants. Everyone has a long life. Symbiosis with trees, with God-given power. But that is too far away. So far away that we can't be sure which ones are true, which ones are false. From the time of the last shaman, forest tribes have been short of food for a long time. Winter is getting colder and colder. There are fewer and fewer animals. The shadow of the demon believers began to appear in the forest. This forest is withering, my friend. Now I need to make a difficult decision. We want to move out of the forest. In Sri, in the temple, can the Yao god accept the forest tribe? An exclamation mark appeared above the prophet's head. Then the light bulb is lit. As long as you are a devout believer, we'll all get the protection of the god Yao. Godic tribe welcomes you. A prompt appeared on the screen. Godic and forest tribes are integrated. Faith has been slightly improved. The gift completes the integration of wheat into the world. I quickly looked at the upper right corner. Faith jumped from 79 to 237. The population also changed from 38 to 106. I couldn't help but punch in the air. Early commitments and patience. This time, it all paid off. After the two tribes were officially integrated, people from the forest tribe moved out one after another. Learn from the garlic tribe. Build a Sioux house. Cultivated land was opened. Grow wheat and garlic. On the other hand, the hunter group of the forest tribes remains. Regularly enter the forest for hunting. Bring back the meat and leather that are lacking. Gradually, people of the Godic tribe also wore leather vests. It is impossible to distinguish the villains of the two tribes from the appearance alone. The new Godic tribe is thriving. The brothers were in trouble. I don't know when it started. Together, they stepped into the farthest area of the western part of the forest. It is already bordered by rolling mountains. That's when they issued a warning, all the way to the tribe. There are enemies in the forest. The enemy is coming. Alert. The discovery of the two heroes sets the entire tribe into action. Under the leadership of prophets and shamans, hunters picked up wooden spears and battled. Soon, the enemy in the western forest revealed its true face. A group of savages dressed in animal skins held stone axes in their hands. There are only a dozen savages, but it is very tough, mingling with more than 30 hunters. Hand over food, otherwise I'll kill you. No food. Heretics must die. Hunters had a hard time facing these savages. Fortunately, the two heroes showed their worth. They were armed with wooden sticks, specializes in sneak attacks and knocks on sticks behind the backs of savages. Plus, flexible. It is difficult for savages to hurt them. This type of combat is simple and effective. Let the savages eat the police again and again. Soon the savages were repulsed. He still scolded when he left. Dare to resist. You are dead. He'll be back. Ride your neck and wait for death. I was a little disappointed to see it. He didn't kill this group of robbers directly, just run away and come back. At this time, the shaman spoke. It is a tribe of barbarians. They live in the mountains. There is no wisdom. Fierce as a beast. There is no wisdom. Fierce as a beast. The barbarian tribes were powerful. Everyone is a strong warrior. They have been plundering the food of the surrounding tribes, a significant part of the food of the forest tribes. It was snatched away by them. They are believers in demons. Gaining demonic powers can turn into beasts. We can't fight them. I was stunned. It turned out that the black bear last time was a warrior of the barbarian tribe. There is no wisdom, as fierce as a beast. No wonder the last one. Even the garlic tribe and the forest tribe are not recognizable. Attack the wrong target. I looked at the potted plants on the table. Little flame. God. Servants on the verge of death. Do as you say. The prickly pear immediately jumped out of the soil. Stand upright. Can demon believers turn into beasts? The gods turn into beasts. It should be a kind of demonic ability. Only a very small group of believers are called heroes. Only then can the power of the devil be awakened. Use this ability. I see. The last lightning struck the black bear and kept the whole family. It is precisely because he is a hero among demon believers. Stronger than ordinary pixel villains. He looked at the brothers again. Both are heroes. Why don't you have any special abilities? Click on the panel. I suddenly found myself asserting that I was sloppy. Hero who likes fish level 2, fisherman attack 2, defense 1. Lucky 2. Awakening ability water magic level 1. Water can be found in a variety of environments. The hero who likes pigs. Level 2. Hunter attack 3 defense 2. Water can be found in a variety of environments. The hero who likes pigs. Level 2. Hunter attack 3 defense 2. Awakening ability tracking level 1. It can identify traces left by various people and animals. Compete to secretly upgrade. Although these two abilities are not combat skills, but the functionality is good. There's a trace technique. No wonder it can be found. The barbarian tribes are infested. Blame you. I turned my gaze to the mountains in the western part of the forest. It was a settlement of barbarian tribes. If you offend the gods, you still want to leave. It's not that easy. I immediately made a plan to fight back. First, send 2 heroes into the western mountains to continue to find out. Use trace and water search techniques. They are most suitable as scouts. Then I clicked on the temple interface. The gift slot has been emptied. I came from the backpack. Turn over a pair of red and yellow children's toy bows and arrows. Pure plastic products. The arrows are made of soft rubber. Buy it at the toy store after work. Bows and arrows were sharp weapons for early tribal civilizations. It can make people from the high-risk combat method of hand-to-hand combat. Liberated. Consume enemies with range tug. Although it is a children's toy, but the mechanism structure is the same. I put the toy bow and arrow on the mouse. Race in the trough. There is an additional red and yellow bow and arrow icon. The gift of the bow and arrow god. A powerful long-range weapon. It is one of the most important weapons of the army and hunters. Do you want to give your bow and arrow to your believers? I pointed out. Exclamation marks appeared above all the villains of the garlic tribe. The god Yao sent down a new gift. Bow and arrow, magical bow and arrow. Amazing weapons. The god Yao sent down a new gift. Bow and arrow, magical bow and arrow. Amazing weapons. We are no longer afraid of the enemy. Hunters reacted the strongest. There are not only smiling faces on the top of the head, he also danced and danced. They quickly made their own bows and arrows. Then he rushed to the forest. A question mark appeared on the top of his head. Bow and arrow. Long-range weapon. The gods are going to arm us. No more threats and attacks. The will of the gods. It is to pit us against demon believers. Defeat these evil wild guys. It must be so. Shaman's brain circuits are different. Bow and arrow are like the tongue of a frog. Those with bows and arrows can hunt from a safe distance. As long as the bow and arrow are equipped, not only can you hunt rabbits and monkeys, it can also shoot down birds. In the face of poisonous snakes, bears, and wolves, you no longer have to be afraid of getting hurt. We need more bows and arrows. Everyone thought they were warriors. A prompt pops up on the screen. Your gift allowed believers to learn to make and use bows and arrows. Faith was raised. Faith rose 30 points at one time, becomes 267 after mastering the bow and arrow. The garlic tribe is visible to the naked eye. Martial virtue is abundant. The pixel villains who go out carry bows and arrows. Hunters began to bring back bears and deer. Such large prey. More leather was covered in the hut. More jerky is hung on a wooden rack. At this time, there was news from the 2 heroes. Discover new tribes. Yanqi tribe. They heard that we had grain in our hands. Want trade. No human tribe found. To make an unexpected discovery, I pulled the two brothers back to the tribe. They took the people of the Salt Pond tribe all the way back. Two came in linen clothes, the villain carrying a cloth bag. It looks very rich. As soon as they arrived, they made a deal with the prophet and the shaman. The Yankee tribe has been trading with various tribes. Use salt to exchange for food, clothes, and medicinal materials. We want to trade wheat with you for salt. A question mark appeared above the prophet's head. It seems like an opportunity. Be sure to try to spread faith for the gods. I was very pleased to see it. Oh, the prophet understands me. Friends of the Yankee tribe, have you considered a better place to live? The villains of the Yankee tribe looked at each other. We have salt pools. Salt ponds are everything. Anything can be traded. We don't need anything. The shaman also spoke to persuade him. The barbarian tribe is in the middle of the mountains. They believe in demons. Attacks all non-demonic tribes. It is also impossible to avoid the fall of the salt pond. The villain of the Yankee tribe showed a smiling face on the top of his head. This is not a problem. We also believe in the demon Sama. The people of the garlic tribe all had exclamation marks above their heads. The Yankee tribe explained. The Yankee tribe temple enshrines 3 gods. That includes the demon in your eyes. We rely on salt ponds and salt control to live. As long as you can live better, any faith is acceptable. If necessary, we are also willing to believe in the gods here. The prophet and the shaman were stunned for a moment. They called him a good guy. This Salt Pond tribe. They are quite particular about practical interests. There is a bit of the shadow of an early businessman. The prophet and the shaman consulted and reached a consensus. Agree to the transaction. Garlic tribe. Trade with the Yankee tribe. The attitude of the Yankee tribe became neutral. The 2 Yankee tribe villains circled around the tribe. Suddenly an exclamation mark appeared above his head. Garlic is a spice. Discover a unique product. They raised their arms in excitement. Please give us as much garlic as possible. Priceless garlic. Every wonderfully spicy garlic. I enjoyed watching it. Unexpectedly, the initial unintentional move. This actually came in handy. In the early days of human civilization, spices are extremely expensive luxuries. Wheat, bow, and arrow grids are still considered regular commodities. Garlic is the only spice nearby. The villain of the Yankee tribe left 2 bags of salt, took away a lot of garlic, all the way back. A few minutes later, a prompt appears on the screen. The Salt Pond tribe decided to make garlic a key commodity. Attitude becomes friendly. Your faith was spread among the Salt Pond tribe. Your gift made Yanchiluo ecstatic. Faith has been slightly improved. Faith increases by 120 points. It directly becomes 387. I stunned for a moment. The Yankee tribe looks unusual. Just let them get the distribution rights of garlic. Just offer so much faith. Population and size far exceeded that of the previous forest tribes. It makes sense to think about it. Can jump back and forth between the 3 gods. It makes sense to think about it. Can jump back and forth between the 3 gods. You can't do it without strength. If they weren't hard enough, the barbarian tribes have long washed away the salt ponds. It was almost midnight. The garlic tribe was attacked twice by the barbarian tribes. 25 barbarian warriors dressed in animal skins hold stone axes, rushed from the forest to the west, but this time, hunters of the garlic tribe draw the front early, holding a bow and arrow. Baptism with long-range fire under the command of 2 heroes. The barbarians were full of arrows. They seem to have no experience in engaging bows and arrows at all. Rely on animal skins and body to carry hard. In the end, only 6 or 7 people rushed to the hunter. With the absolute numerical advantage and the blessing of bows and arrows, barbarians were completely annihilated, except for those who were shot and fled. The garlic tribe also captured 4 barbarian warriors. The prophet interrogated them. Where is your tribe? Never betray. What are the demons you believe in? Glory belongs to the gods. You heretics must die. How many of you are in total? Never betray. Poor people are not at all silent. Experienced shamans chose another way. Your bravery and loyalty have earned us recognition. You are defeated. Going back will only be punished by demons and hordes. There is wheat that can fill your stomach. There are more powerful bows and arrows. There is delicious garlic. There is also jerky and salt. Joining the garlic tribe is not a betrayal, for you will believe in the great god Yao Ka. The devil cannot harm you. The 4 soldiers were silent for a moment. An exclamation mark appeared above his head. The devil cannot harm you. The 4 soldiers were silent for a moment. An exclamation mark appeared above his head. Join the garlic tribe. Shamans are really accurate in looking at people. Then the 4 people explained everything. The tribe is located in the northwest of the mountains, next to the huge cave. A total of 82 people. Eliminated the old and weak. 40 fighters are available. There is a statue on the edge of the cave. It is a god dressed in animal skin. It is called the god of beast killing. The beast god needs us to offer a living sacrifice, skinning the beast. So the tribe had to grab food. The tribe gave birth to 2 bestiality heroes. One disappeared while attacking the forest tribe. The other remained in the tribe. Barbarian tribal enemies. Demonic enemies. Never betray the garlic tribe. They shouted the exact same slogans as before. Switching cams is silky. 4 barbarians shed their animal skins. Put on a leather vest. Quickly integrate locally. What surprised me That demonic beast doesn't know how to run a tribe at all. He has been controlling the barbarians, hunting and looting everywhere to gain faith. How are the barbarians? It was completely out of his consideration. After having a bow and arrow, the barbarian threat was greatly reduced. My top priority is to increase my faith value. The more this strategic reserve, the better. After repelling a second attack, the garlic tribe ushered in a period of stability. The Yankee tribe kept sending people over to buy garlic and bows and arrows, sell local shortage of salt herbs and agricultural tools. A wooden house was even built here, when a long-term store. With the increase in exchange transactions, hunters with bows and arrows continued to expand their range. The garlic tribe attracted more immigrants. Hunters with bows and arrows continued to expand their range. The garlic tribe attracted more immigrants. The population in the upper right corner becomes 247. Increase your faith to 448. One day, faith continues to skyrocket. It made me think about what I suppressed before. Apostolic conversion in the temple requires 500 faith. It is currently only 52 points away. Stay for a while. Rely on energy canes and cactus entourage. Fixed growth of 2 points per hour. Maybe there will be a play. But till 8:30 in the morning, I leave home to work. The faith value is still stuck at 459. I was a little distracted that day. Tomorrow is the weekend. I just want to run home and get on the simulator. Although energy canes can replenish energy, I don't feel tired, but to get out of the cane, muscle soreness and fatigue follow you. The cane is more like a powerful stimulant. It can maintain energy for a short period of time, but it didn't change the limits of the human body. Sleep is still indispensable. I also pondered the old gods and apostles in the temple. Is she worth such a big investment? Luo is the right-hand man of the forest god. Yan is a handyman who is very useful. The apostle was not too bad. The most important thing is, I didn't find any other way to make apostles. At present, there's only the plan for the apostles of the old gods. Finally survived until get off work. The boss suddenly arranged a temporary task. Let me run 20 kilometers away. The concert ticket to a certain boss. It was already 8 p.m. when I got home from my busy schedule. I can't care about sweating. Get in front of the computer. Faith in the upper right corner becomes 489. Basically grow by magic props. Population growth is already very slow, so I went to take a shower first. Walk to the window again to blow the night breeze. Look at the street lamps in the alley. No one is hung there today, and rightfully so. If you hang up someone every 3 or 5 days, that demon player, it is to pick on the entire police system. I went back to the computer. Faith shows 501. Open the temple interface. Tap the sarcophagus icon. Revive it. Convert to an apostle of your temple. It takes a lot of faith power. Excuse me, do you need to spend 500 faith to convert apostles? I put my mouse on yes. I didn't rush to click it. Ask the cactus on the side. Small flame revived the name apostle. Does it actually cost so much faith points? The apostles are the most important arm of every god. Totally worth it. But the apostle servant in the sarcophagus did not know. I don't know what she's capable of. You know the apostle of the forest god. Winking. I remember Mr. Frost, the chief apostle. He is very powerful, able to summon the spirit of the forest. I haven't seen the others. I looked at the cactus with a bad face. If you dare to love someone, you will know one. Xiao Yan said nervously. Lord God, I just said I didn't know this one. Different apostles have different abilities. Some are good at fighting, some are good at investigation, but an apostle is definitely worth it. You also need a walking apostle. I turned my gaze back to the screen. Done. Click yes. The faith value was suddenly empty to only a little left. Pixel World pops up a reminder. The sleeping apostle heard your call. The power of your faith repaired her broken body and dry soul. She is rapidly recovering from the sea of dying. The sword of the apostle forest Suye. Follow your will. Perform your oracle. Fight for the fire of your faith. The sarcophagus collapsed. After the dust cleared, a girl wrapped in a black robe emerged. Suye's eyes were covered with black cloth. Long seaweed-like green hair strands at the back of the head. The body becomes soft again. Cracks on his cheeks also disappeared without a trace. She fell on one knee in the temple. The long black robe dragged to the ground. Suye was not facing a statue. It's me in front of the screen. The gods are above. Suye offers you all your loyalty and faith. Your first apostle is born. The garlic tribe's beliefs became stronger. The appearance of the apostle. Let your faith can be known to the wider world. The fruit system can be known to the wider world. The gift is completely completed. Bows and arrows are integrated into the world. My focus at this time, it's all on Suye's personal panel. Apostle level 15 Sword of the Forest. Suye attack 20 defense, 20 knowledge, 30 mana 30. 3 abilities. Level 15. Level 5. Sword of the Forest Avalon. Wisdom is a prerequisite for improving various capabilities. Equivalent to a capability accelerator. Wisdom is a prerequisite for improving various capabilities. Equivalent to a capability accelerator. Dying Prayer means Suye is a summoning necromancer. The Sword of the Forest is her unique skill. During battle, summon the Holy Sword to fully increase combat attributes. After battles, you can also create forest elemental creatures. Fight to support war. You can pull out an elite troops. This data, he was simply out of place with the rest of the garlic tribe. Completely advanced advanced players of the big map. Come to the novice village. I also noticed the dialogue box above Suye's head. There is not a single word in it. There's only a long blank input line. I tried typing, Suye, can you see it? She maintains a kneeling posture. Another dialogue box popped up above my head. Lord Suye heard your will. Why are you blindfolded? My eyes lost their life. Sometimes it falls out of the eye socket. So bind your eyes. Avoid scaring others. Sure enough, this is the apostle. What really sets it apart from other pixel villains? She can be separated by dimensional walls. It's a good match for a mysterious player like me. I snapped on the keyboard in an instant. The god of the forest you follow. How it fell. The fire of faith disappeared. Memories of the gods were also erased. You need to level up. What is the fastest way? The power of faith is the fastest way. However, it requires a huge amount of faith. Usually the apostles are by carrying out the commands of the gods. Collect faith in the world. Level up by exploring combat rituals and realizations. I gave it a try. To make Suye rise to level 16, you need 1500 faith points. I gave it a try. Make Suye rise to level 16, you need 1500 faith points. In contrast, Suye, who obtained level top 5 with 500 points, was simply too late. Typing and chatting with the apostle is a bit strange, like chatting with strange netizens for the first time when I was a child. Surprise and anticipation. Suye, how old are you this year? Lord God, I can't remember the exact age. What do you think of the Garlic tribe? More primitive tribe, sparsely populated. The end of civilization is enlightened. Very backward. Can you come to Minecraft? Others cannot. The apostles could. You need to place me as an offering in the temple. I will come to your divine realm. You have given me a gift. I will return to the temple again. However, I ask that you do not do this. Every gift and sacrifice is very important. A battle of faith between the gods. Every opportunity to raise your faith is precious. The more fierce your fire of faith is, the more opportunities you have to control the whole world. Lashes. What you are doing? Wait a minute. The panic Suye was directly dragged by me with the mouse, thrown into the sacrifice trough. Do you want to accept the sword of the forest, Suye? I pointed out. Then there was a flower in front of me. Computer desk. Kneeling sat a slender girl, wrapped in a black robe. Her eyes were covered with a black cloth. The pale little face was tense nervously. The body was still shaking slightly. God. What do you want me to do? Suye's voice was very low. Her accent was slightly strange, but he spoke pure Chinese. Suye's voice was very low. Her accent was slightly strange, but he spoke pure Chinese. I don't know if this is a special ability of the apostles. It was funny. Suye looks cold and plain in the temple. The real world suddenly changes, like a girl who has been abducted to a foreign country. There is no help, and it can be reached. Listen to me. Suye, there's something right to call you over. In this world, that is in your eyes, there are demons in the divine realm. He has performed 3 demonic rituals in the vicinity. I'll bring you here. It is for you to find his traces. At the same time, it protects my safety. Suye heard that this was the case, immediately showed a clear look. People also calmed down. She knelt dignified on the computer desk. The head hung slightly. Follow your commands. Suye must find out the demon. Protect the safety of the gods. That's right. Can your ability still be used here? Okay. The ability of the fire of faith to transcend boundaries. That's good. You come down first. Suye jumped off the table gently. She is about 1.6 meters tall. The delicate white skin is like ceramic. The bridge of the nose is slightly tilted. Lips are rosy. Looking at her figure, she's a 17-year-old girl. It's just that she was wearing a black robe that covered her body. The eyes are also covered with a black cloth. This image is too eye-catching. You change your clothes first. Otherwise, the demon has not been found. He found you first. Suye picked a white shirt from my clothes, a pair of jeans, and a pair of slippers. I'll wait for her to change before coming in. Another pair of sunglasses was dug out of the closet, and a baseball cap. Is it okay to use this instead of the eyes? B. Get this wide, casual outfit with Suye's green hair and black sunglasses baseball cap. It's quite street style, although the development of the clan in the game is important, but in the real world, my safety comes first. Suye's top priority, it is to ensure my personal safety. After having a general understanding of the simulator, I know very well that the war between the gods is cruel. The god of salvation is the fallen god. Once the demon player finds me, the other party will definitely put me under house arrest, become a tool for suppressing faith. Frequent hanging of ordinary people for rituals. It shows that some players no longer care about legal guidelines. Anything can be done. The cactus is still cleaning, but there is no combat effectiveness at all. Guarded by his side, I would be much safer. The next day is Sunday. You're really going to go out with me? My lord, there are demons peeking around you. I must not leave an inch. To ensure your safety, it is necessary to go out to buy food. At the same time, it is necessary to reduce contact with suspicious people. Avoid being poisoned by demons using food or perform rituals. He has a point, but Suye followed out. It will bring some other trouble. Now, I'll make you a simple persona. Your name is still Suye. A small country. Our parents know each other, so I've seen it since I was a child. You also speak Chinese since you were a child. You are 18 years old. Come to the city for a relaxing vacation. You have to call me outside. Lin Yao. Silence when you encounter questions that you can't answer. Ready. I took Suye out the door. Buy her a pair of shoes first. Suye's feet are not big. I can't wear my shoes. I went to the mall to try on a pair of canvas shoes for her. I want to buy her a set of cheap clothes. Suye kept saying, no. Great. Lin Yao, I can cut clothes myself from cloth. It used to be like this. Shoes can be made as long as they have leather and fabric, or just cover your body with a whole piece of cloth. It can also be used as a quilt at night. Very convenient. These words were paired with a serious and straightforward face. Makes me a little unbearable. I am out on business all year round. It was not easy for the apostles. Walk to the fresh vegetable area. I bought quite a bit of meat and potatoes. This allows food to be stored. Rice and noodles were also taken. Guess it's enough to eat for half a month. Lin Yao. Someone suddenly stopped me. The bad acquaintance is Sister Fang. She and a male companion pushed the shopping cart. It contained some hot pot dishes. I could only bite the bullet and say hello. You guys are here to buy groceries too. This is my boyfriend. Fiancé to be exact. Han Shigang. This is Lin Yao. I told you. The little handsome guy in our unit. The people are nice. Han Shigang is tall. The skin is slightly darker. Square face and wide nose. Very masculine. He greeted me with a smile. Hello industrial country. Also introduced me to the one next to you. Suye 10. A friend of mine. Wow. It's a doll-like girl. How did you meet? The elders in the family know each other. I have seen it since I was a child. I kept my composure. Suye was silent. Sister Fang glanced at it. It also stops when it arrives. Then it won't bother you. Han Shigang said suddenly. You live in the locomotive factory dormitory in Juan community, right? I am from the municipal criminal police brigade. There was an accident in the alley that day. I've been to the scene, but I am surveying the site. It is other colleagues who are looking for you to take notes. Turned out to be the police. I nodded. What's going on? It is related to Lin Yao. Sister Fang was a little surprised. He was one of the witnesses. The police were called at that time. Officer Han. That pervert catch it. It is not convenient to disclose. Not caught yet. That person was too scary. Victims have psychological shadows throughout their lives. Han Shigan was a little embarrassed. Hindered by discipline. It can only be said that we will definitely bring it to justice. After separating from Sister Fang, Suye and I carried big and small bags, took a taxi back to the community. The work of cleaning up the building was handed over to Suye. I can't wait to sit in front of the computer and control the simulator. Suye sat next to me. Watched me click the mouse. I couldn't help but sigh softly. It turns out that the low dimension is in the high dimension. It looks like this. It's easy to understand. View from a very high altitude. Everyone is as small as an ant. It's just a matter of perspective. Suye seemed to be thinking. He sat with a straight body. On the surface it's like watching me play a game. In fact, they are very vigilant. Watch out for any disturbances in these cabins. That's right, Suye. Since I can summon you, can you also pass through the temple? Send other tribesmen over here. My lord, please don't do that. That is extremely dangerous. The life of the lower dimension enters the higher dimension. It will be because of the lack of it in the basis of existence in the higher dimension, and form distorted by the power of rules. There is no fire of faith protection from the gods. These lives undergo irreversible changes, eventually reduced to a deformed monster, because there is a fire of faith given by the gods in the body. You can stay in the high boundary dimension for a short time, but over time it will also be affected. Boundary dimension limits. It seems that the real world is Gao Juwei. The pixel world is a low bound dimension. I pointed to the busy cactus behind. What about Xiaoyan? He was completely unaffected. The situation of the cactus entourage is special. He was born after the birth of Zhao Juwei, thrown into the lower dimension by the gods. Plus it is a very simple life form. It can adapt to many environments. Then how long can you stay here? The deadline is about 15 days. Please be sure to let me return to the lower dimension. Otherwise I may be distorted by the power of the rules. It became strange. Even reduced to monsters. It doesn't matter if you summon him back after you go back. There is no impact. But it is best to keep me in the lower dimension for at least 3 days. Let the foundation and form be back in sync. I understand it's a bit like charging. It's a bit like getting vaccinated. So he may mutate if he stays here for too long, but as long as you go back regularly, you can maintain a stable form. Finish the preparations. I finally got back into the simulator. The upper right corner shows the population 254. Faith 21. Inside the garlic tribe, population reproduction is much slower than I thought. It's not that the villains don't have the enthusiasm to create people. There are also many babies, but most of them are broken. Not many can survive and grow up. The survival rate of early babies is less than 1/10. Now about 3/10. Infant mortality is high, in addition to infrastructure issues. There's also a key lack of doctors. The only doctor of the garlic tribe is a shaman. One person covers all medical needs. Shaman level 2. Ability healing level 2. A new life is born. There is also the death of old life. Injuries are not treated. Aging and death are the main ways tribes are attributed. The dead pixel minions are buried in the forest. Return to the earth and nature. This was once a custom of forest tribes. It was continued by the new garlic tribe. After winter, a particularly hot summer will soon usher in. The whole picture is filled with a faint yellow light. The grassland is dry and yellow. The water level of the river in the east has dropped. All the villains in the tribe were smoking above their heads, stuck in extreme heat. They usually hide in the house Only in the morning and evening do they go out to farm and hunt. Sun exposure and drought continue. The little people again prayed around the temple. Lord Yao, please, give us rain. Keep it hot like this. Both wheat and garlic will dry out. All will die. I don't have good luck. Spend 10 points directly. Faith unfolds miracle rain. The long-lost rain fell on the dry cave land. The villains cheered loudly. Praise the gods. But the prophet and the shaman were talking. The gods sent rain. Relieves the heat. You can't endlessly ask the gods. Hot weather may also appear. We must take advantage of the rain to think of a long-term and reliable solution. The two wise men had no clue after thinking about it. So I dragged them to the river. The shaman moved back and forth by the river. Suddenly a light bulb lit up on his head. I understand. You can control a ditch on the ground. Bring the river over. Once it rains, it can also store rainwater. The two immediately called on all of them to collectively dig the ditch. It can also store rainwater. The two immediately called on all of them to collectively dig the ditch. Pixel villains get up early and are greedy for black. Little by little the river water is diverted to the edge of the farmland. Control a small pond. Back to the river from the other side. The ditch become the living water. Prompts keep popping up on the screen. The garlic tribe learned the ditching. Recognize the irrigation and drainage. The garlic tribe learned to irrigate. Farmland yield has been improved. The garlic tribe is famous for mastering new technologies. Gained prestige in other tribes. Drought continues, but after the completion of the primary ditch, basic drinking water and irrigation are guaranteed. Pixel minions stabilize their emotions. In this long drought, the barbarian tribe is back for the third time. 32 barbarians took part in the attack. Eliminate the old, weak, sick, and disabled. It can be called a robbery with the strength of the whole family. Hand over water and food. Abominable heresy. Hungry and thirsty. They are fierce. The slogan shouted made me laugh. I can't eat enough. And scolding heretics. I don't even ask for food. You have to kneel before you have a door. Today's garlic tribe, not afraid of such an attack of the order of magnitude at all. Hunters are armed with bows and arrows. Shoot the barbarians down with ease. 12 barbarians died in this battle. The remaining 20 were all captured. They have been tormented by drought and have given up on themselves. The shaman gave a little persuasion. The barbarians immediately surrendered. Willing to join the garlic tribe. Shouting in his mouth will never betray. I have reason to doubt. Did they plan to defect to the garlic tribe for a long time? Just simple-minded. I don't know how to make people acceptable. Or maybe the barbarians have warrior idol bags. Fight and surrender. Seems to be more convincing. The barbarians talked about the situation of the tribe. Fight and surrender. It seems more convincing. The barbarians talked about the situation of the tribe. It was too hot and many people died in the tribe. There is no food and no water. The demon also needs sacrifices. The hero was eaten as a sacrifice by the demon. We go everywhere to grab it. If you can't grab it, come here. This also confirmed my guess. Demon beasts are not elite stream players. The barbarian tribe was just a tool for him. It will only force the barbarians to find prey and sacrifice. Even the barbarian heroes are not spared. The barbarian tribe is considered to exist in name only. I'm preparing to get through the dry season to completely remove the remnants. Can't bear it themselves first. Under the indiscriminate coverage of the power of nature, the human group is better able to adapt to the environment. Anyway, solved a problem in my heart. I stretched. Suye beside him suddenly looked out the window. The voice is serious. My lord. Demonic breath. Demon. I walked to the window. The alleys and streets were empty. It was already nightfall. In addition, there are perverted deeds in the community. There was only a white dog roaming the street. Where is it? Suye pointed to a corner on the street. There was a middle-aged man lying there. It seems to be drunk, leaning against the road. There was a puddle of things around me. The wild dog walked up to the man and sniffed, then make a move that I didn't expect. It bites into a man's clothes. Drag him into the parking lot little by little. My lord, please order me to hunt demons. You go and deal with the demons. How can I contact you? With my eyes. Suye reached out and poked into his left eye socket. This is a white eyeball with green pupils. It has a gem-like cold texture and crystal luster, like some kind of old work of art. My lord, what I see with the power of faith. It has a gem-like cold texture and crystal luster, like some kind of old work of art. And Lord, what I see with the power of faith will be displayed in front of you through this eye. You can also give me new commands through your eyes. I carefully held my eyeballs. He advised, be safe. Don't be discovered by others. Your identity. It's an adult. Suye's body was wrapped in a cloud of black mist. She jumped off the windowsill. Blend into the night. I looked at the cold and smooth eyeballs in my hand. When gazing into the green pupil, it emerges in front of you. Another perspective that is completely different from the interior. The streetlights on both sides of the street are rapidly retreating. Suye is chasing the target at high speed. She turned into the parking lane and stopped to observe the wild dog under the dim light. The body swells rapidly. The forelimbs stand upright. The fur splits from the middle. A messy and greasy hair. The mouth covered with thick beard is white gas. His eyes were full of blood. like a modified humanoid beast. I suddenly thought, this is not the HD version of the barbarian hero. The animal skin man tore the clothes of the drunkard, leave the skin exposed to the air, and vomited a puddle of blood on him. Blood stained with claw-like fingers. Strange symbols are written. Suye turned into a black shadow and approached quickly. He grabbed a rusty steel pipe from nowhere in his hand. Oh! A head-on tube hit the side of the head of the animal skin man, crashed into the windshield of an abandoned auto, splashed debris all over the ground. But under this level of impact, the head of the animal skin man is only slightly sunken, still struggling to sit up. Suye's steel pipe came from the air again, slammed down. One hit twice, three hits quickly. The arms of the animal skin man hung down. Suye's steel pipe came from the air again, slammed down. One hit twice, three hits quickly. The arms of the animal skin man hung down. The body stopped moving. I'm stupid. The summon is the necromancer. How is it? A physical swordsman. My lord, this is a demon believer. Identity should be a hero. Suye's voice came from his eyeballs. I realized the real devil is still in the shadows. Yes, he should be peeking somewhere, but because of the boundary maintenance constraints, I couldn't identify the gods. Only the fire of faith on the demon apostle can be identified. It is difficult to determine the direction of the demon. Is that demon believer still alive? Alive. But because it broke the realm from the first realm, he has mutated into a monster. It's just a connoisseur under the control of demonic gods. A usual treatment method is executor. After becoming a monster, even if I return to the lower realm, I can't recover. Killing them is the last mercy to them. Then do it. Suye's eyes looked at the animal skin man again. My lord, he's dead. Only a dark figure remains on the sunken car. It seems to be humanoid ash left after being burned. It's really holding the adults. I haven't fought for too long, although I tried my best to restrain myself, but he is too weak. This level of power is also fatal enough for him. Please punish him. Forget it, the result is no different anyway. I suddenly felt my perspective shake violently for a while. Then it stopped. It's like the pause button is pressed on the screen. Oh yay. No response. The body fell into some kind of stillness. The angle of view also becomes a fixed orientation, towards the street lamp. There is a high probability that the demon player did it. I observed calmly. Think about countermeasures. A man wearing a mask came into view. The hood covers half of the face. It's finally up to you. You let me look for it for a long time. Is it very good at hiding? Then I will laugh at the fire of your faith first. Suye, who was originally stiff, suddenly burst out. Grab the other person's wrist. Got you. The other party was shivering. It is impossible that the awarding ceremony has been launched. How can you still have sanity? You are. Suye asked me through his eyeballs. My lord, whether to put the devil to death. This is also a conventional treatment, not in a hurry. Let me think. Pull off his hood. Suye tore off the other party's hood, revealing pale blonde hair and a young female face. Barbara and Chi looked at Suye blankly. The eyes are a bit confused. Now ask her. Facing Suye's inquiry, and Chi replied very cheerfully, I don't know if I know myself. There's no room for bargaining. Still don't care. I quickly figured out the whole story. Angel deliberately pretended to be a victim to hide her identity. She summons the heroes of the barbarian tribe to the real world. Hold a bestialization ceremony. It is to take off people's clothes. The blood curse on his head was hung up. Two objects of the role of bestiality rituals. The female college student and the courier. None of them are ordinary people. Instead, simulator players. The key to the ritual is a small bestial relief embedded in the forehead of the barbarian hero. As long as it is stared at by the relief for a long time, the goal will gradually lose its rational cognition and memory. And she suddenly showed an angry look. Advanced players like you, why can you still stay in the safe zone? Those people on the committee are really bullying the weak and fearing the heart. And she suddenly showed an angry look. Advanced players like you, why can you still stay in the safe zone? Those people on the committee are really bullying the weak and fearing the heart. Will bully us ordinary players? I pretend not to see you. Is there any reason? Suye remained silent as I requested. Master of Pretense said that too much will be lost. If you don't speak, it's not easy to expose vulnerabilities. And she was not surprised by Suye's velvet well. She took out 3 things from her pocket. I understand the truth of success and defeat. Bad luck this time. Hit the iron plate. I admit it. That's all there is to it. I also climbed up to the crawl zone. The spectacle was ruined by a jerk. Lowered back to safety. Just want to make some extra money with the beastization ceremony. Go back as soon as possible. Now it's a barbarian tribe. It also collapsed because of the drought. If you want to kill, you can brush as you like. Anyway, I was also appointed by the committee. You go and turn yourself in. This is the end of the matter. And she directly took out her mobile phone and dialed 110. Hey, the police. I'm the pervert who hung people up before. Yes, that's it. I confess that I am guilty. My name is Angel. Lives in 701 building. 3 Nanpu apartment. Yuan community. Half an hour later, in a white separate room. I said it was 1. Advanced players should not appear in safe zones. My aspirations as a skin puller have no effect on him. She uses steel pipes. Killed my 7 series barbarian hero in 3 hits. She was covered in black mist. It doesn't look very old, or a high-level player in the crawling area. Or a high-ranking apostle, absolutely far beyond the standards of the safe zone. Or a high-ranking apostle, absolutely far beyond the standards of the safe zone. Opposite angel is a wall made of green bricks. The surface undulates slowly like a stream of water. There is a sound inside the wall. Yuan Anqi now announces the committee's punishment for you. Damage normal players in the safe zone. Illegal robbery of faith. Disrupt social order. You will be sentenced to 10 years in prison until you enter the crawl area. Penalty is effective immediately. The room suddenly became dark. Only the screen on the table glowed with a glimmer. Reflecting Chi's unwilling face, she sighed, sit in front of the computer, clicked on the only icon on the desktop guard simulator. As soon as the result opens the interface, and Chi angrily punched the table. Advanced players are fine. A rookie newcomer also dares to talk to me. Destroy our tribe and passages. Yao God Xiao Yao Ka. My lord, this is a sacrifice made by the devil. Suye opened his hands. 3 items are presented. I picked up one of the pitch black statues first. The size and seal are similar, like a lump of soft black mud. The touch is somewhere between rubber and clay. There are many eyes hidden in the black mud. Has a gloomy and dark red color. It looks a bit evil. The skinner is like Evil 3. Increases faith by 3 per hour. Attack +2. You can start the beastization ceremony, the same cognition and memory of ceasing the living sacrifice through the gaze. Reduced it to a powerful skinning beast, in exchange for the power of faith. No wonder Angel said he was also engaged in faith. He is the general player, sold to this skinner of mysterious origin. In exchange for faith, the image of the skinner is a special conceptual attack. The previous 2 players were attacked, which was never expected. The real threat is not the hide man. It's not a blood curse either. It's this humble statue, and this treasure actually has a level mark. You can continuously increase your level. It has growth attributes. I put down the statue. Pick up another one. This is a whistle made of unknown bones. The surface is yellowed. It looks like it's been a lot of years. Evil bone whistle adds 2 faith per hour. A treasure made by a whistleblower. Control monsters and beasts that have lost their minds by whistling. The ability of the bone whistle is concise and dazzling. The image of the skinner is added to the evil bone whistle. It is typical. 1 greater than 2. The former turns a personal creature into a beast. The latter then tamed a beastly individual for his own use. No wonder Angel said before to be his dog. She wasn't kidding. Just stating the facts. I looked at the last one. This is a letter. It is sealed with fire paint. Tear it open. Inside are 2 yellowed letterheads. Drifting is smiling. Add a little faith every hour. The number of available letters is 2. Write in letters. Through gifts. Letters can be delivered to specific individuals in the lower realm. The recipient must be able to identify the information in the letter. For the black bear attacked the tribe. The letter that fell in the household body is the effect of this prop. The barbarian tribe is muscular per capita. Intelligence is worrying. The transformed barbarian hero is physically stronger, but closer to a beast without wisdom, though even if you can recognize this letter. As a result, he also found the wrong place to attack. I thought about it. The bestiality ritual mode of the skinner's elephant. It is the exact opposite of my development strategy. It may be faster to come to faith, but the essence is to work for the skinner. When the pendant is the most suitable, Haoluo added 2 points. Suye is here for you. If possible, don't use it. The beastification ceremony is used as an accessory. It's an adult. Evil bone whistle is also for you. The 2 pieces are a set. It is most reasonable to equip Suye. That's right. There are other ways to deal with the Taoist tools that are not used. My lord, you can throw it directly into the temple reed fire. That is in the fire of faith. Burn it. Gain some faith. 3 loots. Only drifting letters and laughter have been kept. This thing is tasteless and in Chi's hands, for the barbarian tribes have no wise men. But for me, it is a useful consumable. There you have it. You can write letters directly to prophets and shamans to convey the meaning. No need to guide indirectly. I'm in a good mood. First find out the demon angel lurking in the shadows. Watch the police arrest him. Eliminates the biggest safety hazards. Even if she escapes with tricks, I also know her true identity. And she doesn't know who I am. The enemy in front of me is dark, and I am bright. Now the enemy is bright, and I am dark. The advantage is on my side. Then 3 high-value loot was also harvested. Earn 6 per hour of faith, fixed income alone. It made me laugh out loud. Plus a cactus retinue and an energy staff. Total hourly 8 o'clock. 1 day is 192.0. In the past, faith was limited. Use miracles to think and think. Now you can get more comfortable. It's time to reign. It's raining. Whoever should be called will be electric. Before going back to the simulator though, there is also a key question. Suye, why are you completely useless? The adult's dying prayer will consume mana. Deal with that level of weak enemies. It's not worth it. What about the sword of the forest? The combat target is too weak, unable to trigger the effect of the sword of the forest. I regret it a little. Turn the eyes to Suye. She took the eyeball, skillfully stuffed into the eye sockets under the sunglasses. I bring my attention back to the simulator. Though I can't kill a real person like in Chi, but he was ruthless to his barbarian tribe. I still have the courage courage and very bold. I guess that Chi was still drinking tea at the police station. The simulator cannot be used. I clicked directly on the miracle. Choosing an earthquake requires 40 faith, but at the moment there are only 20 points. You don't need to be fast. Couldn't hold it out and took out the signature pen. Wrote a paragraph on the drifting letter. The demons of the barbarian tribes have been defeated. Don't miss out on the opportunity. Instantly conquer and merge the barbarian tribes. Eliminate threats. Place the letter on the mouse. Excuse me, do you want to give drifting letters and smiles to your believers? Be different from before. The tribe villains did not realize that a gift was coming. Simply enter the pixel world and float in the air. I click drag. Pull him directly to the prophet. An exclamation mark appeared above the prophet's head. Divine revelation of the barbarian tribes. The demons were crushed. The prophet and shaman took immediate action. Garlic tribe sent 30 elite hunters. Soon the location of the barbarian tribe was found. In the mountains. There are only about 20 people left in a small tribe, all lying on the ground. Delirious. A grey ghostly villain appeared above his head. Extremely weak. Even if the Garlic tribe does not attack, they themselves can't last a few days. The two heroes easily captured all the barbarians. Then without hesitation, destroyed the demon statue next to the cave. The Garlic tribe and the barbarian tribe complete the fusion. Faith was raised. Faith rose 51 points. A total of 71 points. I looked at the cave next to the barbarian site. Very suspicious but not ready to let the little people take risks. Click directly. The earthquake consumes 40 points with a selected faith at the entrance and around the cave. Landslides and ground cracks in selected areas. Boulders rolled down. The cave collapsed rapidly. The gravel completely buried the area. So, if there is anything unusual about the collapsed cave, I can also find out immediately. Screen appeared to prompt the gods to devour the beast. Faith completely disappeared nearby. His followers will begin to search for new gods. Holidays come and go. The watered work is not over. I sat at my workstation sorting out the materials. Sister Fang leaned over. That little girl is like a Suye doll. It looks very temperamental. Which eldest lady is it? And do you plan to get married? I almost squirted out a mouthful of water. We are just friends. Don't pretend. The little girl is wearing your clothes. Follow you to the supermarket. Not a girlfriend. Could it be a maid? I would love to say. She is indeed my apostle. It can only be vague. Which one is that? Sister Fang was reluctant. I digress. By the way, Sister Fang, how tall is your fiancé, Officer Han? Men are taller and feel safer. Speaking of that pervert, I heard that I caught it. Caught? However, the identity of the suspect seems to be a bit sensitive. It was not announced to the public. It has been handed over to the higher authorities. Han Shigan didn't reveal much. Say to be disciplined. I was shocked. Transfer to the higher department. In other words, Anchi's player identity is exposed. What's more, the player group appears to have a special department in charge. It means that in addition to me and Angel, there are also many people who also play the gods of the pixel world. Unexpectedly, Anchi once regarded Suye as a high-level player. Reference was also made to the committee. It has something to do with that organization behind it. That also illustrates Anchi was indeed arrested. She doesn't have much chance of causing trouble again in a short time. How did you say it to me? Suye looks less than 20 years old. What country is she from? Your family is so at ease with you. Could it be that you have been kissed since you were a child? She has gone home. You let her go like this. What if you don't come back? You can still find the same appearance. People always have to go home. Suye returned to the pixel world. It is her personal will. It is also the law of boundary dimension that must be followed. The longer she stays in the real world, the easier it is to mutate her. She had no reason to stay here. The greatest mission of the apostles. It is to spread faith as the arm of the gods. Only by returning to the pixel world can we play our strengths. In fact, Suye only stayed here for 2 days. Returned to the house after work. Xiaoyan quietly respected the flower pot. It is no different from normal indoor plants. The game interface is displayed. The scale of Garlic tribes has steadily increased. Population 303 beliefs. Suye, dressed in a black robe in the temple, knelt quietly. Facing the screen, I waited for the command. I type in the dialogue. Is there anything unusual about the tribe recently? My lord, everything is fine. There is nothing suspicious. Before letting you investigate the barbarian tribe, the cave collapsed there. Is there a result? There is a passage inside the adults, connected to another unknown area. Because of the collapse of the mountain, it has been completely ruined. It can no longer be used. My lord, I request to leave the tribe for a while. Recently, I woke up a dead spirit with a dying prayer. He said there was an oasis in the southern desert. There is a Bedou tribe in the oasis. The Bedouin tribe raised sheep and camels. The folk customs are fierce and brave, and it has a passage connected to another plane. I want to go into the desert, find the Bedou tribe, turn them into your believers. I am very confident in Suye's strength. Then go for it. It's an adult. Suye walked out of the temple, all the way into the desert to the west. Start the road to discovery. I looked at the cactus on the table. Xiaoyan cooked a bowl of noodles for me. Pickled peppers. I looked at the cactus on the table. Xiaoyan cooked a bowl of noodles for me, pickled peppers, add an egg and add a ham sausage. He is a god. Xiaoyan stood up from the potted planted, shaking the dirt on his body. Dig out a bag of instant noodles from the cardboard box in the corner. Run out to cook noodles. I rented a 2-bedroom apartment. I rented it with my college classmate Zhou Ji. Zhou Ji can't live here. The other room was used as a temporary warehouse. A lot of cardboard boxes are piled up. Usually he comes to China early every morning to pack new goods. I will lock the door when I come back, so I'm not afraid that Xiaoyan will be seen. The cry of a wild cat came from outside the window. I don't know if it's a fight or a date. I got up and stretched my limbs. The neck twists. There was a crackling sound in his body. The action is a little bigger. My waist was twisted. The painful hissing air was rubbing his waist. There are new prompts on the computer. The Garlic tribe invented writing. All people's intelligence has increased slightly. The emergence of words. Let the Garlic tribe have the ability to record. It can spread civilization across regions. And faith, if it weren't for back pain. I wish I could punch a set on the spot. Words symbolize civilization. The Garlic tribe has finally moved from the uncivilized era of Manhwa. Came out. With the appearance of words, the game interface has also been updated. At the top of the picture, except for population and faith, there are several more resources to display. Grain, wood, stone, leather, salt. However, no specific values are shown. It shows the shape of a power tank. Food, the most efficient, is a healthy green. Place the mouse on it to see a detailed list. Meat accounts for 80. Meat counts for 10. The rest of the miscellaneous salts and leathers are also in the green. The yellow reserves of wood are insufficient. The red color of the stone is extremely lacking. I understood it after thinking about it a little. After the text appears, these resources can be manifested in words. As civilization continues to evolve, social complexity increases. The interface will also be updated accordingly. Fortunately, civilization operates and evolves independently. I don't need to maintain it. Just take control of the general direction. The game tips continue. God Eater, you defeated the God Eater in this area. The attitude of the Yanqi tribe became intimate. The Yanqi tribe offers you an offering. The word sacrifice lifted my spirits. Tap the temple. There was an additional golden item in the sacrificial trough. Golden Yinzi. Each roll costs 2 faith. Roll 6 to get a sacrifice. Unknown source. My excitement dissipated. The Yanqi tribe presented a gambling tool. Now I am very sensitive to faith values. As soon as I saw the explanation of the golden Yinzi, then a word pops up. And the person who comes out is not good. At the heart of gambling is scams. Each roll costs 2 faith. Where are these beliefs? It is reminiscent of the merchants of the Yanqi tribe, their self-proclaimed worship of the 3 gods. I doubt it. Behind the golden Yinzi is a certain god making the game. Use the Yanqi tribe to commit scams everywhere. Use investment fraud to defraud other gods of belief deposits. It can be compared to Angel. Such a laborious robbery method is much more ingenious. As for the sacrifice that won 6 points, probability is completely uncontrolled. He said it was in the middle. If you don't say it, you can't get it. Spit out a blatant obscura. Stein said it well. God does not respect the son of Yin. But since I gave something, there is no reason not to accept it. He said, unwanted sacrifices. You can throw it into the fire of faith and burn it. Gain faith. I threw my gold investment directly into the temple fire. Faith 10 is really worthless. I observed the geography of the Garlic tribe. Basin Plain is the base camp. There is still a lot of land that has not been developed. The forest extends northward. It is blocked by a river to the east, mountains to the west, desert to the south. Although the world map continues to expand with constant exploration, there were no other gathered crowds around. To grow quickly, trade with other tribes. Even integration is the best way. At present, the only safe passage is the Salt Pond tribe behind the mountains. Imports and exports are firmly controlled by him. Another potential channel. It is a Bidu tribe in the southern oasis. It will take time for Suye to get through over there. Unlike the strong conquests of barbarian tribes, Yanqi tribe has a flexible strategy. Actively traded. There is no conflict of interest between the 2 parties for a short period of time. The situation is stable. After the invention of writing by the Garlic tribe, there is also a significant change. Pixel villains have learned to think simply. The overhead question mark is no longer the prerogative of prophets and shamans. Click on the question marks of different villains. Read their thoughts. I was very hungry today. If you are full, you will not be hungry. But the next day, I will be very hungry again. Since you will always be hungry, is there any point in eating? Weeds in a wheat field grow faster than wheat. If the wheat grows on its own like a weed, I can't finish it. How nice it would be if the wheat grows on its own like a weed. I can't finish it. How nice it would be. The meat was delicious. Wheat is also delicious. The garlic is also delicious. But it's best when eaten together. This secret is probably only known to me. The prophet is old. The shaman is also old. Am I inheriting a prophet or a shaman? What a headache. One of the farmer's ideas caught my attention. This year, There are especially many weeds and bugs. There was also a drought. The wheat harvest is likely to be bad. All the tribes counted on wheat. If you don't have a good harvest this year, winter is about to starve. He is not the only one. Several farmers expressed the same concern. They are professionals who take care of farmland, very sensitive to the environment and food. I searched. The next item for remote support has been identified. Go to the kitchen. Take a large potato and put it on the mouse. Do you want to give potatoes to your believers? A. B. Hi me. The tribal villains sighed one after another. The gods sent gifts again. Potatoes that grow buried in the soil, are drought tolerant, higher yield than wheat, a brand new grain. Farmers showed smiling faces one by one. Great Yao Shen knows that this year's harvest is not good, so the potatoes were given. No one will starve to death this winter. Praise the god Yao. Farmers quickly planted potatoes in new fields. The dry season is gradually passing. It rained a few times in the sky, but autumn did not last long before snow fell. As the farmers expected, this year's wheat harvest was poor. Fell from 80 to 40. Potatoes made up 30. Meat is 20. The overall grain reserves are yellow. Fortunately, the potatoes were replenished in time. Otherwise, there will be a big food gap in winter. This is also the advantage brought about by the progress of civilization. People think, worry, and observe. There will be more exchanges and attempts. As the god behind the scenes, I can also get from the doubts of the pixel villain. See subtle changes in the world of pixels. Make targeted adjustments. In this not very long winter, two things happened. The first piece, the Yangtze tribe came over and bought a batch of grain at a high price. According to them, because the drought lasted too long, most of the other tribes in contact fell into food shortages. Garlic tribe is already a relatively wealthy area. The second item, the Yangtze tribe came with a group of immigrants totaling 22 people. Among them were 2 carpenters, 2 pharmacists, and 1 saltman. For the first time ever, the Garlic tribe attracted a group of professionals. On the one hand, they have an understanding of the belief in the god Ye. On the other hand, it is because of drought and food shortage. There is no place like the Garlic tribe where food is produced. There is a better chance to have a full meal. Carpenters have the skills to cut wood and process wood. In winter, they enter the forest and start logging. The first wooden house of the Garlic tribe was built. Pharmacists made up for it. Only the shaman alone mastered the gap in medical skills. Go into the forest to collect medicine for the treatment of patients. Saved many lives. The salt people found some table salt in the western mountains, although the yield is not high. But it also found another one for the tribe. Access to salt. I poured a glass of Coke with ice. Here I opened a packet of cucumber-flavored potato chips. Overlooking the busy labor of the tribal villains, I felt as if I was one with them. The body also became more powerful. I don't roll the dice. I just need to be happy.